100% acrylic yarn, a scissor, 4mm crochet hook, stitch markers, yarn needle for joining your pieces together. To begin, make a slip knot. Make a slip knot and you're going to chain whatever number of chains. On my side, I'm going to demonstrate this on the front panel, which means I'm going to chain up to 33, and that's for size small. So which means for this cardigan, everything from the basic is just the same, just depending on the part that you are making. So which means everything are just going to start the same way, except like for the back panel is going to be bigger than the front panels, and the sleeves are going to be a little bit smaller than the back panel, but everything else you're just going to stick to the same pattern. Flip your chain like this to work into these loops that are at the back here, and you're going to start off by making a single crochet into this second chain from the hook. So just continue making single crochet in each chain all the way until the end. Once you reach the end here, just chain 1 and turn your work. Next, you're going to make half double crochet stitches, and you're going to start into this very first stitch from the hook. Yarn over inside the hook into that very first stitch from the hook. Yarn over like that. 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Chain 1. Make half double crochet into this third stitch from the one you have worked. So which means you're going to skip this one in the middle. So make a half double crochet into that third stitch. Chain 1 again. Skip 1 stitch, and you're just going to repeat that all the way until end of this row. And remember, like I said, for this entire project, you're just going to stick to the same pattern. The only difference is the foundation chain, which are going to have different numbers, of which for front panels are going to have the different number, sleeves different number, and the back panel different numbers, just according to their size. But other than that, the pattern is just the same. At the end, chain 1, turn your work. Next, you're going to make double crochet stitches. Yarn over inside the hook into this very first stitch from the hook. Yarn over 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. 2 loops on the hook, and yarn over to pull through the last 2 loops. Chain 1 again and skip this chain 1 space. Double crochet on top of this next half double crochet stitch that you have previously made in the previous row. Chain 1 again and just continue doing that all the way until end of the row. At the end, remember to chain 1 always before you turn your work. At the end, like I said, chain 1, turn your work, because next you're going to make triple double crochet stitches, which means instead of yarning over like this, like you're making a double crochet, now you're going to yarn over twice. Inside the hook into that very first stitch from the hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again, pull through the next 2 loops. 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Chain 1, skip this chain 1 space. Yarn over twice. Triple double crochet into the next double crochet stitch. Chain 1 and just continue doing that all the way until end of this round. The reason I'm saying for this project you're just going to use the pattern is because there is no adjustments, because there is no increase or decrease. So which means both front panels, sleeves, and the back panel they are just going to be done in the same way. There is no increase or decrease. At the end, after I have also chained 1, turn your work, and now you're going to do single crochet stitches. And for single crochet stitches, you actually are going to work also into these chain 1 spaces, and there's no chain 1. So just single crochet into this very first stitch from the hook, single crochet into this chain 1 space, single crochet into the next stitch. Just continue doing that all the way until the end. Do not chain 1 and do not skip any stitch or any chain 1 space. And it's just the pattern you're going to repeat. So which means after this single crochet stitch row, you're now going to continue with the half double crochet stitches row, then double crochet stitches row, triple double crochet stitches row, back to the single crochet stitch again all the way until you're satisfied with the length of your front panels. depending on the length of the cardigan you are making. So which means you can just keep on trying this project on yourself to see how long or how big it is. In my case, I'm making size small, so which means I'm going to continue doing that, and to make it easy, since I'm not going to use any measuring tape, so which means what is going to guide me is the single crochet stitches rows. So like for my front panels, actually I'm just going to continue doing that until I have about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 rows of single crochet stitches. Then after this last single crochet stitches row, followed by half double crochet, double and treble all the way, chain 1, cut off the yarn, and before I cut off the yarn, I have to make sure I have left a long yarn tail for joining my works together. And for sleeves, I have to continue the pattern until I have about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 also rows of single crochet stitches, and remember always to end with triple double crochet stitches for the last row. And remember also for sleeves, try to chain 1 and leave a long yarn tail for joining before you cut off the yarn. While for the back panel, I have just to continue until I have a total of about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 rows of single crochet stitches. And for the back panel, I have just to chain 1 and cut off the yarn before without leaving any long yarn tail for joining, because for joining I'm going to use the long yarn tails I've left on the front panels and the sleeves. So I'll just meet you once I'm done with the front panels to show you the next step, which is the joining part. And joining your panels, just make sure the wrong side for the back panel is the one that's facing down, and the wrong side for the front panels must be facing up, as well as for the sleeves, the wrong sides of the sleeves must also be facing up. And I'm going to join them with a yarn needle. Actually, as you can see, this is the wrong side and this is the right side. So which means on the back panel must start in the 70th stitch. So just go ahead doing that all the way until the end here, and you must also can do the same thing on the other side to attach this other second front panel, as well as for your sleeves. Your sleeves actually you're going to come attach them once you have done attaching your front panels to the back panel. Since your sleeves have about 11 stitches like this, by counting them like this, which is a total of 22 stitches, so just try to mark the middle one so you can easily place it between where your front panel and the back panel have met. And you're going to do so with a stitch marker just to avoid your work from doing some unnecessary movements. Just try to mark the middle stitch. So this is the middle part. Just try to place the stitch marker in the middle here, as well as on the other side of the sleeve like this. And just make sure your project have laid down flat nicely before start attaching the sleeve to the cardigan. Just make sure both your sleeves are attached in the same way. So make sure the same way you're attaching this sleeve to this side as well, do the same thing on the other side as well. So just go ahead doing that all the way until you have fully joined all your pieces together. So which means the next step you're actually going to join your pieces together like this. So this side I'm already done, so which means you're just going to bring the sleeve together like this, and you're just going to do the same thing on the other side as well as to attach the front panel and the back panel all the way to fully complete joining your pieces together. So the next step, this is how you're going to join your pieces.